Watching all the other competitors sailing out into the fog and what tops of their mast disappearing. There was one quote from the back of the boat was, "Let's get somebody up the rig to have a look at where the wind's coming from on the water." And we looked up and we couldn't see the top of the rig, so there was no point in being up there. But that was very interesting. And then the cloud level came down where you actually lost the centre of the masts, so you could see the tops and you could see the boat and the bottom, but you lost the middle bit, which is pretty interesting to look at. I think somebody's got some pictures of it, which is pretty good.
We typically race in warmer climates, so we've got denser breeze here, we've got more tidal influence than we're maybe used to sailing in under regatta mode, so it's been challenging. We've got some very interesting headlands and currents and shipping movements to look out for. So as navigators and captains and tacticians, it's been very interesting. Well, I think it's all in the preparation, and the boat's been very quick. We haven't had any issues technically, which is good. Means the boat's been looked after, and we have had a lot of time to prepare for this regatta. So technically, we've been on top of the ball, and the race crew have been excellent. We've trained very hard for this event, and it's been a focus for the last 2 years. So I'm glad that we're finally going into the last day with a good position, and let's hope we have another good performance today.
Course has been really good, really good. Up down the bay, which is what Jay's like, very much windward lewards, which we like. They're designed to go upwind like that, come straight downwind. So that's been great. The bay's been well big enough for us, which is good. We haven't had to venture out into the rough stuff in the middle of the channel. So the course has been great, very good. The race officer's done a great job.
Well, today we have 40 people on board today, which is a fairly normal number for us racing. We have 20 professional crew that we fly in, and we have ourselves 8 professionals as full-time crew, so sailors. And then we'll have the guests and the owner, who's the driver, who's doing a great job.
Yeah, the yacht club here, the Royal Cornwall's done a fantastic job. They're all very, very accommodating, and they've laid some great courses, and it's all been absolutely perfect for us. And the setting's great right here in the marina. It's just out and around the corner, and you're on the race course. And they've done a great job, very, very accommodating, and it's a great club to go and visit. There's some great history down there, especially for the Jays. They've got lots of memorabilia from when they used to race here in the 30s.
Well, we're currently leading, so I don't think we're going to change anything in the foreseeable future. But the Solent will be a very different event, more tidal influence, more spectators, more restrictions as to where we can go with the tides and banks. So we're going to have to be a little bit more tactical maybe with the tides and what we do. So watch this space. Well, these boats are pretty prestigious, and there's a lot of very good sailors out there. The sailing world's pretty small, and if you do a good job and you're professional, then you'll get the chance to be invited, and it's a case of being known and having a good track record. Quite a few people in the background. We have a couple of people who do logistics for us, like container shipping, insurance, these mini ISM management programs. We have an accountant who helps us with paying for various projects, and so there's the backup team is really three to four people. Well, I think experience as a sailor tells you that the computer's not always right, and we tend to use a lot of instruments to guide us in our decisions. But the computer's not always right. There's an element of human interaction with the maths as well. So looking outside the boat and instruments can help you with that decision, like I said. But we have a good look around, and then all the decisions are made based on all the information available. Well, Sheila is an original boat, and we're not as stiff as the other boats. Our righting moment is less, so we sort of thrive in the lighter conditions. So 7 to 12 knots is really where we do best against the other boats. That said, the boat sailed very well, so we do sort of tend to hold up with the other boats in the stronger breezes.
Four boats was really great, and probably from a captain's point of view, four boats was already a lot. Four big boats on a relatively short start line, especially here in the Solent.
think we've had a really great event. You know, this being split up into the 2 events, with the Solent event being 3 races, which we won, which was, you know, very very rewarding, and you know, we're all happy about that. And then round the island, which is obviously, you know, where all this began in 1851, America's Cup and 100 Guinea Cup. So we've had some cold weather and some typical English weather, but I think everyone's left with a smile on their face, and we've won 2 out of 3 trophies this week, so we're pretty happy about that. We've been sailing Windward Leeward, so you know, Western Solent has been really good to us. We've had westerlies and southwesterlies, so we've been able to sail Windward Leewards within the, you know, constraints of Western Solent, you know, 5 to 6 mile beats and runs. So, you know, they've been really good. The race committee has been excellent. Oh, everyone's worked really hard over the last 2 years, and even before that, we've had, you know, our guys working hard to pull everyone together and, you know, get the minds of all the owners and representatives thinking towards these UK events to coincide with the Olympics. So, in the background, people have been working very hard for a long time to get this off the ground, and you know, they've done a fabulous job. And the race committee and Royal Cornwall Yacht Club have done everything they can to ensure we've had good, safe racing, and which is very difficult with 4 big boats, and you know, which are doing 14 knots around spreader marks. So challenging, but yeah, we're so far so good. This event has been amazing here in Southampton and racing for the Queen's Trophy, Queen's Cup. So I think, you know, those put together with the offshore experiences, I think, you know, they stay with you. It's meant a lot to people, especially from around here, who remember the boat being in the mud, so in Hamble. So I think we'll always remember that how people really revere these boats, and they remember them, and their fathers or grandfathers may have sailed on the boat back in the 30s. So that's meant a lot to us to be able to bring these boats back to the people who know their history.